Okay, hello, my name is Eric Deloach. I'm a book author and also I'm host of American Authors and Others. And we have a special, and I do mean special guest today. High energy, if you want to call it or whatever. He's a book author. I do want to point out, you're getting an exclusive today, an exclusive. Remember, this is exclusive prior to Oprah Winfrey and other greats that are coming, that are going to interview this gentleman. Also, I have to note, but this was just fascinating. This gentleman, and most people can't do this, let's be honest, that someone can come, he's a filmmaker, a book author of several books. This guy, I mean, it's a medical guy if you want to say it, but turned down $100,000 offer for somebody to buy the rights to his script. This guy is exceptional. He is out the box. I mean, people, you can't write this. This is, I mean, you can't make this up. This is amazing. But with no further ado, let's allow this distinguished gentleman to introduce himself to the public at this time.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Gene Adesso, title Adesso, Father of Cure. I am not any better or more intelligent than you. I'm just different. My grandmother raised me from baby to adolescent. I raised myself from adolescent to adult. My father came here from Italy. Now, he wasn't happy with his life. The stupid Europeans decades ago did attachment. Now, he wasn't happy. My mother, his wife, was in the hospital all the time. He couldn't help. What did he do? Vodka in the garage. If it bothered me, which I never saw, he was working from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. But if he bothered me with his drunkenness, which I never saw, I would not have a great stereotype personality and would not have a great wife. Now, I don't have that because I have love to my wife, which, what did I do? Waited 6 months. She was 14, I was 17, to touch her hand. The other thing I gave God was that I waited 15 years only after marriage to make love to my wife.
Okay, so go ahead.
My grandmother raised me and said, if you got nothing nice to say nothing at all. I have 20 years marriage, 30 years relationship, not one argument with my wife. The second thing my grandmother gave me is, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Unfortunately, I don't know a lot of people. And I'm still waiting to get hired by a college or university. I need to make money, get off SSI, Medicaid, and make money because I need to be the producer, director, filmmaker of my script. I want an Oscar and I want it for my wife. Then the third thing my grandmother gave me is from the Bible, Timothy. For God had not given us the power of fear, but of power and love and sound mind. Sound mind. Now, I used to have seizures based on a siren, a real noise, aura, petite mal seizures. Did I like that? No. My 4th grade paralyzed teacher, I don't know how he was able to do this, but he had us run the perimeter schoolyard. What he got out of us was academic achievement. We learned 1 × 1 = 1 to 15 × 15 = 225. The other thing I did was smart. I did a mile at 5 minutes, 30 seconds in junior high school and high school. Now, when you do upper extremity and lower extremity at the same time, it's better sport than any other sport. That is great grades. Why? After Stony Brook, my bachelor's degree, and I helped my wife. She was not my wife then, but I helped her with math, and she got a bachelor degree like I did, but I did better than her. Sigma Beta and Psi Chi and Golden Key honor.
Wow.
I did very, very, very well. But guess what? In order to get into NYU, my next college, I had to do well, get A's in physics, chemistry, math, anatomy and physiology, and everything. I did that, and I got into NYU, physical therapy. I left NYU with 1 semester and a 3.0 GPA. I almost became a freaking physical therapist. Why did I leave? Because I had 1 semester, 3.0 GPA, but I had to help my mother because I have a heart for underdog. Now, she never worked and was always at the hospital. I finally found a doctor that helped her with the correct medicine for her Parkinsonism.
Okay.
I couldn't help my father, who died when I was 17. He was 53.
Okay.
Now, he did, like I said, the vodka.
Right.
I wasn't happy because I wanted to help him, but I rarely saw him. Now, the fourth thing my grandmother gave me was, it's not what you make, it's what you save. I want the Oscar more than that $100,000 money that wanted my script.
Wow.
Now, the fifth last comment for my grandmother is, no news is good news.
Okay.
I do not have seizures anymore, and it's been a freaking decade. But I had to be the only person to save my life and health, and it's perfect. I don't even take medicine for seizures, which would have been detrimental, killed my liver.
Right. Well, let's say this. Let's go here. I mean, we have to. I have to do this. Is that you allowed me to get some information? We'll put it this way, that allowed me to research you. And we won't go into how about that. But and I noticed now this book, this first book, I think it's revolutionary. I really do. I think because you're addressing obesity, you're addressing I think diabetes, you're addressing a lot of medical conditions, and you have been able to, through your personal medical research, found a way that would help these situations, make America more healthier, make the world more healthier through exercise and food. So I think that this time, I think the country and the world needs that book. I'm interested myself.
There's too many people with obesity, and they're going to get a heart attack, unfortunately. Now, I did something very, 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 very hard. When I got my master's degree and I became that teacher at Brooklyn College after NYU, I did a master's thesis. Now, when you do a master's thesis, you literally have to come up with something no one in the world came up with.
Right.
And I did that.
Right.
I found the cure to epilepsy, sacred disease, hypoglycemia. Okay. Now, you think they would have told me? Guess what, Gina Adesso? You have an answer to other diseases, divorce disorders. Right. I had to figure that out years later.
Right.
That guess what? I am a father, Adesso, father of cure. I am better than Hippocrates, who said, father is medicine, food is medicine. But guess what? And that and walking. but that is only prevention. I
Right.
did better because I found cure, not prevention.
Right. And let me just say this to the audience too, that they understand this is basically revolutionary, and let's be honest about it. That helps mankind, and that might also explain why you had various shows, especially in people of to be noted of note, like Oprah, that have been coming after, have been interested in him. Okay, so I mean, you got to really look at that. And then now we talk about the second book, talking about, and we have a big problem in the United States, people. And I'm actually writing a fourth book. He doesn't know this. I'm writing a fourth book talking, and this is called the Manosphere. It's another name, but Manosphere is about it, talking about the problem between men and women having such a high divorce rate. Somewhere in the neighborhood of 50% divorce rate of marriages right now. His second book addresses, and I guess provides an intelligent cure of preventing divorce. And that's something that needs to happen, because if you have children, the child needs both parents, and the man needs the woman, and the woman needs the man. And I have to interject this, that he may be aware of. Kevin Sanders or Samuels or somebody that I kind of follow, and that's a part of the fourth book. And he did some research over in, I think, Japan or China. I think it's one of the Asian countries, that they're having you could call it an epidemic, a situation where a lot of women are not getting married, and the state cannot provide for these women. And they have made the decision not to get married. And these women are in bad condition. This is going on now, people. And these women are almost about to become homeless. So this is a huge, in some countries, in the United States, it's starting to become a world problem. And here we have a book that he has has written, that is trying to prevent people from getting divorced and keeping people together. So I guess that's another big book, and that would explain also why there's so much attention on this gentleman, and also would explain why movie people would try to get his script. This
Eric,
guy's
what helped me with my wife was I had to figure out that when I squint my eye after hearing a siren, that's very bad for me.
right.
I would never get a seizure. Now I looked this up, and I find out that this and smiling or some sort of emotion, emotion,
right,
is what Italian research has found,
right,
and it does very, very well when you squint your eye. Now,
right.
what did I do with my wife to be great together with her?
Right.
We got together in a club photography.
Okay.
Now, I am the only one in this freaking world that does 3D photography.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not any better than you. I'm just different. Now, two of my books clearly indicate me and my 3D photography.
Right.
The other thing I did with my wife, which we enjoyed, is that we would go to rich neighborhood thrift stores.
Okay.
And we would buy great stuff. Like I got married with an Armani suit, was worth $10,000, and I bought it for $10.
Wow.
It's all in my second book.
Right.
I'm just different. I'm not any better than you, Eric.
No, well, I just think that you're gifted. God has has gifted you, and you have certain gifts. You definitely, I find that very fascinating. I was unfortunate to where both of my grandmothers passed before I was born. I had a grandfather that lived up until I was, I'm going to say 19 or 20. And the other one died when I was maybe 4 years old. So I didn't have that female connection at that level. So you were very fortunate to have that. and your mother seemed to be grandmother seemed to be a very spiritual, wholesome woman that had a great deal of wisdom.
She lived down the street from me, and I would spend the weekend at her house.
Right.
Now, what unfortunately happened to me at the age of 12 is I almost died because I did not know how to swim, and that gave me freaking seizures.
Right, right.
Now, my grandmother, and everyone should do this. If you're going to eat raw, unprocessed foods,
right.
Okay. She gave me green tea with grapefruit and honey.
Interesting.
Now, I make love to sweet potato in my foods that I eat every 3 hours.
I drink green tea all the time. That's interesting. Go ahead.
Which is great. We're becoming twins here, Eric.
Okay, okay. Continue.
But I had no idea about sweet potato before coming here.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like suing these doctors who should educate themselves on the fact that they can help the world. They're not going to do it, but they could learn about food.
Right, right. No, I want to say that with these books and people, this film that will be coming out and his getting exposure in terms of Oprah Winfrey and others, that those would be platforms for him to actually, get that information out to the public that he found out, and Eric, get some talents that he had and that the world needs to know about. Go ahead.
Eric, I had 800 kids in junior high school and high school, and I was the best in art, but the second best in athletics.
Okay.
Now, if I picked art as my major, I would never have saved myself.
Right. But that's another thing. This show is called American Authors and Others. And that's really, initially started off about book authors, and he's a book author. Okay, hint, hint, he's a book author. but others also encompasses people of the arts. And I want people to understand, when you're talking about people of the arts, you're talking about people that are smarter, and it's not they're doing are usually smarter than the public. Let's be honest about it. What is his name? Anthony Quinn. This is an interesting thing. Anthony Quinn, I told the story before, I think, on the podcast. Before he passed, did an interview, and he was telling an interviewer that he's trained for acting in England at some point. And over there, he was told that the actor purpose was very, like, almost spiritual, to where what would happen is they performed and they were to inspire the bricklayer, to lay his brick right properly, and for the doctor to be inspired, and for everybody to be inspired. Okay, so what I want people to understand, there's people, another thing. Oh, that's one of the books. Okay, yeah. I want people to understand.
Do you see the 3D in her? Eric, do you see the 3D in her?
Yeah. I see it.
That's my roommate.
Okay.
That's my roommate.
Okay.
Now, do you see this? This one's a harder one to catch. Right.
Okay. What I want to share, and it connects with you. This is why I'm bringing the story up. That he was saying that the artist in that particular case is supposed to inspire the whole community, the whole world. So whoever the artist has to be a brilliant person. And people of the arts, and let me tell you, a lot of times, those are the smartest people in society. Sometimes they're straight A students. Some of the musicians and artists and book authors and different people happen to have the highest IQs. And so I don't want people to get it misconstrued that just because somebody's a singer or somebody's a book author or somebody's a filmmaker, oh, these guys are just lucky enough to have enough talent to do this. No, they actually are deep thinkers, and they actually change and impact the world. And he's one of them. Go ahead.
Eric, if the first lady would do my first book, it would help this world. I mean, this world is recession that's going to get worse before it gets better. It's going to learn it. It's going to become depression, and it's going to be only a war that fixes everything. Now, will First Lady use my idea? No, because it's not her idea. Now, I was so poor and I had to work at the age of 15, but maybe this is an answer. Every person should be as poor as I was and still am, because I could never afford cigarettes, which I didn't do, alcohol, which I didn't do, and drugs.
Right. And then
just a thought.
Well, you know, I'm a songwriter, so I translate when he says poor, which is a true statement, in that money was not coming from trees, people. You know, he didn't have money coming from trees like maybe the Rockefellers or somebody. You know what I mean?
Eric, you're gonna like this one. You're gonna like this one. I was a substitute teacher in New York City and Long Island for years.
Right.
Okay.
I did that before too.
Okay. Now I showed these students that if I know their name, they wouldn't give me bad problems. And the other thing I had to figure out was that and these teachers are not intelligent like I am, because I am going to tell you something that these teachers should be doing and they're not doing. Now, did I get this from the $40,000 I gave Brooklyn to become a maestro teacher? No.
Okay.
I got it because I had to figure it out myself and do well as that substitute teacher in all subjects, all grades, New York City and Long Island. What did I figure out? That if you give the answer to these students all the time, you're not going to get well learning. Okay. Now, what did I do? I asked them, you give me the answer. Because when they do that, they get the freaking learning. Okay.
So I mean, I think what you're seeing here, you're witnessing here a person with an extremely high IQ. And a lot of times, again, I say people of the arts, I want people to understand this, and you can research this, tend to be people that are deep thinkers. He's spiffy. Deep thinkers, and are able to find, you know, inventions, solutions, and cures and things of that nature. And I mean, this is what we have here. I think we probably have 2 books that have world cures in them that would make the world better. I mean, hence that means why Oprah would be would be interested. Hence that would mean why somebody would want to, you know, pay $100,000 to get rights to his film that will be coming out, that I believe is a great film. I got a chance to see a little bit you know, in a way. So we're blessed today definitely to get a chance to talk to this individual. A lot of energy. And just tell me, okay, now did your mother or father, did they have anything? This is kind of a culture here. For example, my mother, she's 78, I'm a caretaker for her. She says now, or she would say that, what would she say? She would say that you don't need an army in order to do something. You just need a few good people.
Get a load of this. I keep arguing with my fraternal twin. Now, we are fraternal. We don't have the same genes, but he's a different stereotype personality than me. And he did not do what I did. I did something smart. I got financial aid and went to college, because guess what? If I didn't do that, I think I would have lost my girlfriend, Karen, who became my wife. Now, I have an uncle who basically yelled at me and said, don't become that teacher. Why? Because he was an English teacher in Long Island who would constantly grab these kids by their necks and put them in the closet because of the bad stuff they did. Now, do I really want to become that teacher? No, not really. I want to become something that I will learn as something better than Hippocrates.
Right, right,
So they have to choose a coach, track and field, cross country.
right,
Why? Because that girl
right,
saved my life and
right,
will save others if they do well with their brain and heart.
right. I think, let me just say this. I see, I was telling the other guests earlier, I'm able to pick talent, and I'm able to see certain things about people, and I'm able to make connections. I'm good at that. That's an extra talent beyond the regular talents I have. And what tuition that I have here, and I definitely want to connect you with a person. I see that you'll be a great inspirational coach. I see that that's a money screen. And I see public speaker. I think you're dynamic, and with your energy and your approach. I of course we've got to get these books straightened out so that they can sell, because they're definitely $1 million selling books. The 2 books you have, definitely $1 million, up in the millions. Yeah, this film, I think this film is going to be huge. So this film, and this may be the first film, I mean, of a line of films. So I think that you potentially will torpedo and become, what can I say, a public figure of health, and really do good on the national and international stage. That's what I feel, that's what I envision in terms of you. I think, yeah, we have to put that in the description. We're gonna put that in the description. I think that book is really gonna go. It's gonna go. So I just saw a genius. That's what I felt. I felt that I saw a genius, and I lived in New York 16 years, so we got that type, that fight. I mean, that's what I love about New York. It's probably one of the greatest places in the world, New York City. Trust me. You're in South Carolina. South Carolina is a beautiful place as well.
Eric, you're gonna love this one. You're gonna love this one. I've been knocking on the door of these colleges and universities, even the ones that I never went to. Okay.
Right.
Now I contacted a private, rich college, university, in New York City.
Okay.
Now, what did I do? I thought I had to show them that I am more intelligent than other applicants. Why?
Okay.
Because I don't know no one. And like I said, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
It's always
but I
the case.
figured I had to show them something very intelligent than other applicants. Now, what did I do? I yelled at them and said, you know what? Your physiology book from your faculty use for your students, they couldn't come up with what I came up with. Now, your book, physiology, of which I want to be a professor, physiology lecturer, should be put nutrition in addition to exercise in your stupid book that only has exercise. That would give me the hiring, but it didn't. All they told me was be patient, and they hire someone else. But they still say you can be a coach, or we're still looking for other lecturers. But be patient. Now, what does patient mean? I think it means we're not going to hire you because you did not give us $200,000, what every student gives you. And guess what? I am sick and tired of these employers who only hire family and friends.
It happens all the time. But I think that God has and then there's people that don't believe in God, but I believe in God. You believe in God. Let's just say it's out with that you have been given certain unique talents and abilities that are going to propel you past some of these different people, make you a big success. And I think Oprah Winfrey's show is really gonna, just do some wonders in some more of the national shows. I think the film is gonna do good. I think I don't have no problems working with you in terms of the book. I know somebody that can help you there themselves. But the point is that you had a lot of, you know, you say bad breaks or whatever, but I think they're gonna, as in the Bible, what the devil meant for harm, God means for good. It's gonna turn in your favor, and it's gonna make you even that much more valuable and successful. Oh, that's just the start. But I'm just saying, I see big things. I know that you learned so far, you have a big heart. Once they see the movie and stuff, you have a big heart. You mean good. You and your grandmother is an angel, basically. And there's just so much good here and so much talent. And what we have to realize, I mean, if the guy's smarter than me, I don't care. I'm just glad that they get a chance to interview the guy. So, and we have to just realize, okay, certain people are given certain gifts and talent and certain talents, and other people given other gifts and talents, and just celebrate and help out in whatever way we can, whatever talents that somebody has, and throw jealousy and envy and all that in the ocean. It's no good. It's not doing any good for anybody. But you have a lot that you have been blessed with, and I think we're going to see a tremendous amount of success. I guess I have to take it as I was fortunate. It almost didn't happen, but I'm fortunate that we got a chance to bring you, and you came on, and you were humble enough to come on, kind of a startup blossoming program as this one is, that you were humbled enough to grace us and to come by, spend some time with us. And we definitely look for big things to happen.
May I show you my grandfather?
Yeah.
Eric, may I show you my grandfather and what he created, and could have made $1 million if he copyrighted it? It's
okay,
this.
Sure.
Do you see this? This is a cane that you can also sit with.
Wow.
Now, may I please read something my grandmother wrote, because it's the most interesting, very interesting thing I ever read.
Right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
My grandmother, my golden years. Angelina Ottomano, arrived at Ellis Islander, July 4th, 1905. The Battery, they used to call it. My homeland was Corleano, Italy, heart of the Lion. The first house we rented was 213 107th Street. We were all a family then who didn't have to lock their doors at night. There was nothing to be afraid of. We were loved by all. Most of us were from the same town in Italy. I was a year old when I came to this country. And when I was 6 years old, I remember I attended kindergarten. My mother used to work all day, and my father linked to drink and sleep. I was kept an eye on when my mother worked. At the age of 8, at around 6 o'clock, my brother and I would have chores to do. We had to empty out the coal stove and light and fresh fire. We would buy a ton of coal each year, which would cost about $3. On Wednesday, we had macaroni with beans, while Mondays was the soup day. Tuesday was lentils, and Sundays was spaghetti and meatballs, which we still have today. Our only shower we would go to, our only shower or bath was 109th Street, a public bath, which would cost 10 cents. At every holiday, we would go to a pastry shop and get Italian pastries, which were loved by many different people.
Mm-hmm.
Every Sunday, I would go to the corner bakery and for 25 cents, buy a bag full of buns.
Okay.
This was a pleasant. I earned those mornings.
Right.
After each breakfast on Sundays, we would go to a church in our best suits and dresses to St. Lucy's. My brother John, 5 years older, and my sister, 2 years older, lived in Italy with our grandparents.
Right.
We didn't want to be left alone. I had the most beautiful neighborhoods who you could think of. Their parents treated us as though we were their children too. Likewise, our parents did the same. I can recall loving my mother so much that when I was sleeping over neighborhoods' houses, I would cry missing her. At the age of 13, I went to work on operating sewing machine for little boy suits. I received $21 a week. This was pretty good money, being that it cost $12 a month for my family to live in the 4-room apartment.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you should write a book about your grandmother. I think
you're right.
I feel that. I mean, I feel the love. I feel that the public feels the love. She was a special person, and she had great sayings, and all of them are true, and they contribute to you being the success that you are, and that you're definitely about to become. Even more.
That means yes.
Yes.
I had to figure out sign language,
right,
A through Z. Why? Because I did not want to lose my girlfriend.
Right.
Why? Because she was helping someone who is deaf. So I learned this: A, B, C, D, E, F, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U.
Amazing.
V, W, X, Y, Z.
Wow.
What we do to keep women in our arms.
Right. Well, that shows your brain power as well. That gift. Now the grandfather's invention. Can you patent that trademark? Well, I guess patent. Can you patent that invention? Your grandfather's invention.
You know what? I looked her up. Unfortunately, someone has already did it. It's a great thought.
You said your grandfather's invention has already been patented.
Yes, someone has the copyright, and someone has that $1 million beautiful road business.
Wow. So I guess the lesson is that now you're gonna be the one that's gonna get the success this time around for your contributions to society.
Eric, I have 2 ideas that's going to help this world. Now, I can't give it to you because I do not want people to steal from me, but I will give you something what it's similar about. Okay? Now, yes, it's in my book, and my book is copyrighted, but guess what? When you copyright something, it's not a strong legal copyright. But the 2 things I think that can save this world is this. I have an idea. It's not a marathon, but it's something similar to a marathon. The other thing that can
Yeah.
save this world
Right.
from Gene Adesso, father of cure, is
Right.
this.
Hmm.
Alcohol Anonymous.
Okay.
I've got an idea, something similar to Alcohol Anonymous.
Okay.
It's not Alcohol Anonymous,
Okay.
but it's something that can save this world. Now, I can't give you these ideas
Don't
because
give us the
someone's going to
ideas.
steal from me.
Yeah, yeah. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do
I'm
it.
not.
So my thing is to do the ideas and then write about them or film them, and then after the copywritten or either trademark or patent. But
This girl is in Italy.
okay,
This girl is in Italy. It's my third book, but
okay,
it includes food. Now,
okay.
Italy does not have my second book or my
Right.
first book. Why? Because they want someone living in Italy to be that father of cure. And I am in North America, yet Italian nationality, but
Right.
I found the cure. Why is it that Europe or Italy does not have my second book or my first book? They have this. Now,
But
this,
can you do this right here? Can you not get dual citizenship?
can I not do what?
Get dual citizenship in America and Italy.
I've only done self-publishing copyright
Right. I
for
think you should be.
myself. I
I think
haven't
you should.
done it with anyone else.
I think you should be a citizen of both countries. Did that?
I thought I was going to be a great professional professional speaker,
Right.
but they never invited me
Right.
to talk. They
Right.
just wanted $600 from me.
Okay.
And I said, no, I don't think so.
Right. 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 No, I see with Oprah and different things coming up in the film and different things. I see big, and there's some other things behind the scenes. I think things are going to, you're in this interview, I think things are really going to blossom where they should. I'm a late bloomer myself. So I think, go ahead.
Eric, Dr. Oz contacted me after
Right.
I gave Oprah Winfrey and Dr. Oz my books.
Right.
Now, Dr. Oz, you know what he says to me?
Right.
6 months wait, and we will then put you on our TV show.
Right.
What happens? Virus, and it ruins everything.
Okay. Okay. Right. You keep doing what you're doing. Oprah's going to interview you and different things. So you keep doing what you're doing. Definitely, I want you to put the books in the, and after we get off, we'll talk about that. But what I would like to talk about, but I want to say to the public, you got it here first. Okay. He was humble enough, a great mind of our time, this gentleman, to give us an opportunity. Really appreciate that from him. And for you guys, the audience, a lot of you guys are on LinkedIn as my core audience as of right now. But he gave us a little time here, and we got a chance to see and my show is about showing the human side of geniuses. I would say that book authors and inventors, like he's going to be an inventor, different things, filmmakers. I consider these people geniuses, to be honest with you, public, and we got a chance to hear him in his own words. Okay, yeah, spiffy. Hear him in his own words and sharing with us, and we've been blessed. And definitely subscribe, like, and share this particular video. It's very special. And let's go here. Maybe he'll come back another time. What do you want to say in closing? And wait a minute. Now you know that you're a role model. So what do you have to say to the young people of all races? Young people, what do you have to say to them?
Get a hobby with your girlfriend. Because I did it with photography with my girlfriend wife.
Right.
And go to those thrift stores.
Okay. Good.
Why? I mean, everything I have.
Right.
It's from a season. It's from a thrift store.
Okay, I've been
Do
there
those two
before.
homeworks.
Right, I've been there before. This good
And
stuff.
guess what?
Yeah.
Write a book, kids. Why? Because when you write a book, you can write off 50% of your monthly rent.
Wow, I'm learning something. This guy's a genius. Oh my God, he's a genius. He really is. So what do you talk? What do you have to say to them about motivation? Because you had so many things that have come against you in your life. Your grandmother is definitely a powerful influence, an angel that really from God that has kept you together, kept you sane. What do you tell about kids that want to give up? That's like you, a person that was like you, maybe even the same race. Why not? That's like you. How do you motivate? What do you say to them?
All right, I am poor, but guess what? I become millionaire. Why? Because I did correct information. Now, the majority of internet
Right.
is garbage.
Okay.
Okay. Now, all right, when you put something that's more than one word and
Right.
you look it up,
Right.
put it in quotations.
Okay.
Now, you want correct information because, like I said, that is freaking money.
Right. Right. So would you say to them, don't give up, pray. If you have a grandmother or parent or influence that's connected with God, that would steer you in the right direction, that believes in you, but don't give up. And no matter how hard it is out there, the bad things that happen
Kids,
to you, that you can make it. Right.
Do the correct sport. What is the correct sport? It's the upper extremity and lower extremity. NYU taught me this.
Right.
If I never went to NYU, I would never have been able to get the correct education that helped me save my life.
Right.
Now, what is upper extremity, lower extremity sports? Correct track and field, cross country, swimming.
Okay.
Otherwise, all other garbages, all other sports is garbage.
Okay. Okay.
I am not smarter than you, but because I did correct exercise, I got great brain academic achievement and did well in grades.
Okay. Okay. And this is some of this that you're giving them, this hidden gems of information in this first book, I think. And now where can people if there's fans, we might have fans from this show from LinkedIn that would be fans like I am. Well, how would they go about connecting with you? And if they wanted to talk to you or find out more information on you, and to learn more about you and the projects that you'll be working on, where can they find you?
I can't give out my email
No,
because
fine,
I get too much scam. But
no, that's fine.
I
Do you
used
have
to have a website.
Facebook or website?
I would say Facebook and Lincoln.
Okay. Follow him, people. This has been an amazing interview. And we're fortunate to for him to come on our show prior to Oprah Winfrey and Dr. Oz and all these different other machines, TV machine individuals that are mega. So we've been fortunate. I hope that people have learned and really get to. Can you just say in closing again, tell us and just say the 5 things that your grandmother, so that that can stick with us. Tell us the 5 things again before we close.
Okay. First chapter comment from my grandmother. If you've got nothing nice to say nothing at all.
Okay.
Second chapter comment from my grandmother. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Okay.
Third chapter, and this one's from Bible, Timothy. For
Mhm.
God had not given us the power of fear, but of power and love and sound mind.
Mhm.
The fourth chapter, comment from my grandmother. It's not what you make, it's what you save. I saved my mother's life, my life, and my wife.
Okay.
She got depression and never had it when she was with me.
Right.
The fifth chapter, comment from my grandmother, is no news is good news.
Okay. Okay. So public, I mean, you had to. It's the lady with his grandmother was the angel. We know that, and she was filled with, wisdom. Just wisdom of a person her age, being from Italy, and then also being in America. So she had two points of views that a lot of us, we're just American. So, but she had both points of views, and you saw the letter that she wrote that told of her life in Italy and how beautiful it was, and the relationship of the families, and the great things that they did, and then as she came over here. So it was quite an education for us today, as well as the show. So at this time, we're going to end this particular show. He may be back several more times, who knows? But we're glad that he gave us a little time today, and I think we were definitely tremendously blessed and learned a lot, especially from his grandmother. And if there's one more thing you want to say, go ahead. Okay,
I can't
grandfather.
wait to hear from a college university who hires me. Now,
Right.
I've been knocking on the door of Stony Brook. I went there and did
Right.
very, 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 very well
Right.
academically. I went to NYU, gave them 20 grand,
Right.
and I'm waiting to hear from them.
Right.
Well,
I think you're going to
I
be
need to be hired to get
right.
what I want
Right.
and get that Oscar for my wife. Now,
Okay.
the other thing I want is to be on all national TV shows.
Right. 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 Well, I think starting off with Oprah and Dr. Oz is with Oprah. She is ultimate. She is the ultimate. That will happen. I think that you're destined to become a millionaire with what you have already created, and we're looking forward to the film being created by you, with whoever you find are the right actors, and to carry that through. So I think you're destined to be in the millions. And I think probably what happened is these schools will probably be calling you. Can you please come speak? Can you please? They'll be calling you. You calling them now, but maybe they see this interview and see some more interviews, then they will get the idea to call you before you don't accept their calls. You know what I mean? But you'll look past that, and then you'll help the kids because you have that type of heart. So I think you're going to get what you want and more than what you want. God is going to give you even more than what you can imagine. Hope for a dream. That's another part, something in the Bible.
Eric, I have a question for you. What does my squinting do for me?
You said that it prevents seizures.
There you go. Now that is a brain for me.
Yeah. So that's another one of things that he found out that worked for him, and maybe for others that may be going through the same thing, possibly. Who knows? But we got to end it now, and I think we'll be back another time. And watch out for him because he's going to do big and great things. Thank you for coming on today, and you can tell the public goodbye, and you and I'll talk after this. But tell them bye-bye, and we really appreciate it. And I want to personally tell you, I really appreciate you coming on the show. It was a joy for me personally, and I think for the audience as well at large.
Mi amore questo. That means I love this.
Awesome.
I had to learn Italian in school, and my father did nothing but broken English.
Okay. Well, I mean, he came from another
I
country.
want to help this world, and I think I can do it with the correct people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You have a lot to offer. You have a lot to offer. Okay. Well, thank you for today for the show. And I hope that people learned a lot, really saw the passion, the heart of this man, what his grandmother created, a blessed person that is highly gifted and highly favored. And this is just the beginning of what we'll see. And we were blessed to see it before a whole lot of other people. So again, people, take in what he shared with us, his grandmother, her sayings, and we will see you next time on American Authors and Others. And he is an American author, and he's others in other parts of the arts. You have a blessed day, everybody. You stay on, but everybody else, you have a blessed day. Okay.